Hello. Tonight's lesson is going to be on test-taking strategies and a review of a skill that we've already learned. We're going to start with a quote from Michael Jordan. This quote says, "I have missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I have lost almost 300 games. On 26 occasions, I have been entrusted to take the game-winning shot, and I missed. I have failed over and over and over again in my life. And that's precisely why I succeed." Great quote. It talks about learning from your failures and making your failures a success. And that's what we're going to hopefully do for you by learning some successful test-taking strategies. So let's begin. Go ahead, grab your paper, and let's look at the very first problem. Okay, problem number 1. Jelly bean manufacturers are preparing an order for a store getting ready for Easter. They're preparing 7,872 bags to sell. They bag the same number of bags each day. It takes 8 days to make all 7,872 bags. How many bags do they make each day? So the very first thing I'm going to do is identify my question, and that is the number of bags a day. Okay, so now I need to go and get the information I need. I've already highlighted some of it. I know that I need 7,872. 7,872 is my total. Now, if I know my total and the same number means I'm either going to multiply or divide. Well, if you know your total, you know you're going to divide this number into 8 smaller groups. Now, drawing dots is going to take a long time, so I'm not going to do that. I'm basically going to have a division problem. 7,872 divided by 8. Now, this is a big division problem. We're not all comfortable with long division just yet. We're getting there, but we're not there yet. So what can we do if we get to a problem like this that we're not 100% comfortable with? Is there something else that we can do to attack it? Well, sure. The opposite of division is multiplication. So 8 times the number is going to equal 7,872. What's great about this is multiple choice, so I don't have to guess. I simply have to take one of my answers, A, B, C, or D, insert it here, multiply it by 8, and see which answer gives me 7,872. So let's start by doing that. So I'm going to take 894 and multiply it times 8. Now, 4 times 8 is 32. Well, right now I'm okay because it ends with a 2 and I have a 2. 9 times 8 is 72, plus 3 is 75. Now, I already have a number that's off right here, so I'm not going any longer with A. I know A is wrong. I've proven it by the tens digit. Now, let's try 872 times 8. 2 times 8 is 16, carry my 1. Okay, can this answer possibly end with the 6 in the ones place? No, so I know that B is not the right answer. Remember, I'm trying to think smarter, not harder, so there's no reason I need to multiply every digit if I don't need to. Now, let's try C. 984 times 8. Well, 4 times 8 is 32, carry my 3. 8 times 8 is 64, plus 3, which is 67. Ooh, so far it's looking good. 9 times 8, 72, plus 6, 78. So I believe C is my right answer. So that's the one I'm going to pick. Let me make sure D is not going to be a problem. Make sure I didn't make a mistake. 6 times 8 is 48. It's impossible. So I know that the answer is C. So 8 times 984 equals 7,872, which means that they can make 984 bags each day. Very good, in 8 days. Okay, now let's do a quick review of what we just did. We took a long division problem and we found the answer By using the numbers that were already given to us in a multiple choice question. We eliminated the answers that could not be right in order to get the right answer. So sometimes eliminating is great. You don't always have to do that. But either way you look at it, I didn't have to even do long division to get the answer. Let's continue with number 2. Okay. Question number 2 says, Martha makes figures with Legos. She has 234 Legos. She's going to use 9 Legos for each figure. What is the greatest number of figures Martha can make? Okay, so I have 234 Legos. 234 is my total. That's going to be a keyword. Now, she uses 9 for each figure. So, she has 244 that's going to use 9 a figure. I'm not really sure what figure she's making, but she's making maybe a man or a truck or who knows, a building. What is the greatest number of figures Martha can make? So I need to know the number, which is a blank, we don't know that yet, of figures she makes. Now, what do I know? I know that I have 234, correct? That is my total, which means I'm going to have to divide that into 9, and that's going to give me my answer. Again, I'm not going to draw dots for that. So if I do 234 divided by 9, I could do some estimation. I can think this is 10, and I know that if this was a 10 would go into 200 about 20 times. So my answer is about 20. But look, all of these answers are about 20. So that's not going to help me. So what I need to do now is I'm going to use multiplication. So I'm going to multiply each of these answer choices by 9 until I get my answer of 234. So 0 times 9 is 0. 2 times 9 is 18. 5 times 9, 45. 2 times 9, 18. Plus 4 is 222. Again, I have 180, which is not 234, and I have 225, which is not 234. I didn't have to do the entire multiplication problem because the 4 is in the ones place, and this digit has a 0 in the ones place and a 5, but it was a good review. So let's continue. 6 times 9 is 54. So I put my 4 ones here and I carry my 5. 2 times 9 is 18. 18 plus 5 is 23. Again, I think C is my answer, but let's make sure. 7 times 9 is 63. You got it. That's impossible. So I know my answer is going to be 26. 26 figures can be made if I use 9 figures each time, and I have a total of 234 figures. Okay, let's keep moving. Question number 3. Jack is going to buy some candy bars for his class. Each box holds 5 candy bars. Including Jack, the class has 23 students. If Jack wants to give 1 candy bar to his mom and dad as well, how many boxes of candy bars does he need to buy? Okay, there's a lot of candy bars being handed out, so we really need to make sure we understand what's going on. First, we need to know how many boxes of candy bars he needs to buy. So boxes is what we're looking for. We know that 1 box holds 5 candy bars because it told us that right here. Now, we know that in Jack's class, there's 23 students. And that's including Jack. So Jack is a part of that 23. Now, we're going to assume that Jack is going to buy some candy bars for his class, including himself. We're we're going to assume that he's buying himself a candy bar. If I cannot find my answer, that means I'm going to have to take a 1 away from 23 and make it 22 and not give Jack a candy bar. But as of right now, I'm going to say Jack's buying himself a candy bar. If Jack wants to give a candy bar to his mom and, which means add his dad as well, which means 23 plus 2 equals 25, how many boxes of candy bar does he need? Well, now I know that there's 25 people, right? That's my total number of people. And I'm going to break them up into groups of 5 because for every 5 people, I can get 1 box. Now, there's no reason to use multiplication here because I know my basic facts. I know that 5 times 5 equals 25. So, how many boxes do I need to buy? Well, I don't need to buy 20 boxes because 20 times 5 would be 100 candy bars. It'd be nice to have, but I don't need it. If I buy 6 boxes, that would give me 6 times 5, which is 30 candy bars. That would give me 5 extra candy bars that I don't need. So, I'm thinking that I'm going to buy 5 boxes. 25 boxes is way too many as well. So, my answer again is C. We've had C for every answer today. All right, let's keep going. 4. A ferry boat can hold 6 cars at a time. If there are 315 cars waiting in line to cross the river, how many trips does the ferry need to make in order to get all the cars across? If there's 315 cars waiting, and I'm number 316, I'm going home. I'm not crossing the river. But in this case, we all need to cross the river, so let's get all these cars across. Maybe there's something important on the other side. We don't know. So let's look and see what's happening. We have 315 cars, and only 6 cars can go on the boat. So if we have one boat and there's 6 cars, we got to keep drawing boats until we get to 350. That's a lot of boats, y'all. So a better way of doing that is saying 315, which is our total, right? That's our total, divided by 6 will give us our answer. Again, big division problem. We're not real comfortable with that. But we need to know what the question is asking because I want to make sure. What the question is asking is how many trips. We need to know the number of trips needed for all cars, which means no car can be left without crossing the river. So before I even get started, I know one answer is wrong. Actually, I can probably tell you 2 answers is wrong without getting started. Number 1, if 6 cars can go on one boat, right? And I have 2 boats, that's going to be 12 cars. That's going to be 12 cars that are going. So 2 boats equals 12. How in the world will it take 1,890 trips when there's only 315 cars? That makes no sense. I think this is a kind of a trick answer. They want me to take 315 and multiply it times 6. And if I use the wrong operation, I'll get that answer, which will make me wrong, and I'm going to think I'm right. This answer does not make sense. I'm getting rid of it altogether. I'm going to eliminate it. Another answer I can eliminate is C. Look at what C says. It's 52 with a remainder of 3. How can you have a remainder of 3 trips? Or a remainder of 3 cars? Or a remainder of 3 boats? You can't have a remainder when you're trying to get cars going across. So I can eliminate that answer right there as well. Now I've taken 4 answers and now I only have 2 to look at. And I'm going to turn this around and make it into a multiplication sentence. Multiplication is very comfortable for most people, and I think it'll be easier for you to handle a problem this way. So let's say it. 52 times 6. 2 times 6 is 12. Carry my 1. I already know this is the wrong answer. How do I know it? Because my number of cars is 5 in the ones place, and that's a 2. So let's try the next one. 53 times 6. Well, 3 times 6 is 18. Carry my 1. 6 times 5 is 30. 30 plus 1 is 31. Well, wait a minute. I didn't get 315 for each one of those. So how am I going to solve this problem? Let me go look at the other one. 6 times 2 is 12, carry my 1. 5 times 6 is 30, so this is 312. What do these numbers mean? What does 312 and 318 mean? Well, 312 is the number of cars that would take if I took 52 trips. So 312 is not the right answer. But if I took 53 trips, I could get 318 cars across, which is more cars than I need. So do I need to take more trips or less trips to fit all 315? I hope you said more trips. So the answer would be B, 53. I took this and I made the mistakes that a lot of people would make, because you sometimes have to work the entire problem out. And I know there's a couple problems that I did not do that for, but I didn't need this type of answer to where I had to include the remainder. So your answer is 53. You need to take 53 trips. You're going to have 3 extra spaces, but that's okay. Now, you're going to answer the rest of these questions on your skill sheet on your own. Bring them into school tomorrow, and you're going to share them with a partner in your group. And we're going to see how well you did. Good luck and have fun.